Hello. Thank you so much for taking the time and checking this out. I want to thank you for liking it and subscribing to it and sharing it. I really appreciate it so very much. So I'm Jane. Hello. And I just wanted to share a few things that have been coming through in the past week or so. So I just kind of wanted to put it all in this nice little package and say, here you go. This is what I've come up with for me and what I've been also channeling through for others and groups. And so I'm like, oh yeah, I keep forgetting that if it keeps coming up in repetition, it's a lot. It's for a lot. It's for a lot. It's for me and it's for, to me, everyone else. So I'm sitting outside in my yard and I like to pick up random things. So I might be randomly breaking sticks. Anyway, so some of the stuff that I feel like is going to be super supportive during this Ascension now time and space for the majority of us. I'm seeing it as an ascending, descending. So it's like we are physically ascending into our higher self, higher consciousness, more of love and acceptance and compassion and creativity. And at the same time, our higher self, the consciousness that we vibrate higher at, the higher self. I mean, the love nugget that we are, the bigger aspect of us, is descending down into us, and we're at this place where it's both ways. Oh God, it's kind of what I'm seeing. So there are ways to make this ascension a lot more comfortable. It doesn't have to hurt. However, if there's resistance, heels being dug in, I don't want to change, or still in a space of being judgmental toward ourselves or others, still chasing things outside of ourselves to feel good, that's resistance to our ascension, because our higher self, our God source self, isn't concerned about money and who's wearing what and who said what to the other person. Our higher self literally doesn't care, because the broader perspective sees a bigger picture. So here's the thing, we're all going to have resistance because we all have this human aspect. We all have our egoic nature. We all are made of a heavier density, and we're kind of stepping into the light, our light self, integrating our light self into us. So it's this push and pull, this ebb and flow, this nice little dance that we're finding a balance of as we sovereignly ascend and how we collectively ascend. So some of the things that I would like to offer to maybe ease your ascension and just make it easier and maybe more fun, because here's the thing about ascension. It's fun. It's literally raising your vibes. It's ascending, it's raising, it's uplifting. So it's kind of if you're going to, I don't know, a theme park, whatever, and you want to go and ride the roller coasters and you're just so excited, you're going to have a great time. And if you go and you're grumble butt about it because you have to stand in line and the asphalt's hot and it smells like hot dogs and blah, you're not going to have a good time. Period. Either way, the event is the same. So it's kind of what I'm seeing. So with a lot of the energy that just came in to the earth, and it's still coming in because the sun did a big thing, and so now it's oh, and welcome Earth realm. It feels like a big realm to me. It feels to me like I am so tired I can't keep my eyes open, probably don't need to drive. And then 20 minutes later, I am so awake. Let me clean my entire house. Let me go for a run in the woods. Wow. And then I'm so tired again. That very push-pull, ebb and flow. So some things that I am finding to be of service as we are also activating DNA, right? We are becoming more superhuman, supernatural as we ascend. So to me, it's kind of if I have guests over at my house, I want to clean it. I want it to be clean. I don't want it to be shitstorm USA. So we get this opportunity to like kind of clean up with each guest that comes in, and these guests that are coming in are aspects of like our higher self. So they're a bigger, brighter, bolder, more uplifting version of compassion, of love, and of acceptance, and of grace, and of bliss, and of joy, and all these really beautiful emotions and feelings. So those are what's kind of coming in. Sometimes we have to clear out and make room. And the way I'm seeing it is we're not having to go back to the past to clear out all this other stuff that's like literally way back here, that now we're just dealing with from this now forward. Clean up kind of what's in the way as it comes to light. It's like, ooh, it's in the light, you know, clear it up, move it out, make room for all of the light that's now coming in. So to do that, it can look a billion different ways for a billion different people. So I just wanted to share what's been coming to me and through me. So grounding. Holla, get your feet on the earth, go outside, listen to the sounds of nature. I've been very called lately to like just be in silence. And it's never silent. There's always a sound of nature. And it could be children playing. It could be lawnmowers. It could be birds and your neighbor talking. Like that, those are the sounds of nature. The white noise of the wind, you know? So really attuning and allowing our frequency to attune to that vibration, that sound wave, because that's the sound of source too. Like I feel like every sound we make, that when we speak and sing and share our stories of transformation, inspiration, or testimony, like that's the sound, like that's our God source sharing, right? It's the sound of God, it's the sound of source. Same thing with the birds and the bees and the neighbors and the people, like that's still all God sounds. So to me, being able to stop and pause and breathe while the God sounds are going around really allows us to attune and align and amplify. And so that's like sound grounding. I wonder if that's a thing. I wonder if that just came out. Sound grounding. If that's never been said before, like that should be a thing. Sound grounding. When you ground it to the sounds of the earth, listening to waterfalls, you know, going to the river and just hearing, going to a brook and just a little creek, you know, whatever. And also grounding onto in the earth, like bare feet, get on the earth, connect. Kind of going back to our elemental nature, connecting with other humans, expanding your tribe, finding others that are, this is going to sound interesting because the way I'm saying it, like finding others that are like on your vibe, but it doesn't look the same. It's interesting the way I'm seeing this. I'm going to try to explain this. So for me, a year or 2 years ago, whatever, a previous now from now, back in the past nows that I've already lived through in this body. Anyway, so my vibe was attracting other like vibers, right? And we were all kind of doing similar things, you know, kind of spiritual work with mental work, like psychology and things like that. And it was great, you know, like we had this click and great. Well, now I'm finding that click is no longer working for me personally. It was like I expanded out of that. It just didn't fit anymore. And so what I'm finding now is the vibe of folks in which I'm clicking with all do a myriad of things, from astrologers, right, to tarot readers, to real estate agents, to Ayurvedic counselors, to the yogis, to psychologists, to hypnotherapists, to those that do arts, that do like photography, videography, those that work with the land, other medicine workers, other healers. And I think that it's because so many of us are really truly integrating our healing nature with our like human, what do you do for a living stuff. And so it's like the vibe that we're attracting, you know, I guess before it used to be like, you know, like I used to be a hairstylist back in the day, and it was like I was only friends with like hairstylists and like a couple random people that were friends because I was a hairstylist. So anyway, I feel like the vibes of the people that we're attracting are becoming more multifaceted. So as we are being our sovereign self and all this light and stuff, being all weird or different and unique, being really open to who comes in and being really open to going into other environments to really click in and expand these communities that I know I'm consciously an active participant in and consciously creating. So there's that. And on an energetics level, so the Merkaba has been coming up a lot for me lately. So I am going to put this out there as an encouragement because I'm guessing it may be a good time to do it with all the energies that are moving around. So I see activating the Merkaba like a Dyson vacuum. I see it like, you know, so you got like the big triangle at the top and then the triangle on the bottom. And then, you know, you get the top one spinning, woo, and you get the bottom one spinning, woo, and it really changes your energetic field. And the way I'm seeing it is it like literally pulls out what you don't need, like a vacuum, like a Dyson vacuum. And every time I do it, I feel like it just feels so good. Highly recommend it. So activate your Merkaba, or Merkaba, depending on how you say it. I say it Merkaba. So, you know, phonetics. It's the way I talk. So anyway, doing some Merkaba activations and really sitting in that and letting that kind of expand us up, down, out, and kind of assisting in what we, just that feeling and intention of having it draw out any of the heavier densities that we just don't need anymore. And also in that, like activating the divine flame within, because I feel like the Merkaba is kind of what holds that flame, like really just like, yeah, right there. And activating DNA, which I feel like can all be done around the same like meditation or practice or ritual. And asking for what you want. Clarity, clearing, knowledge, path, stuff and things, people, support, whatever it is that you need for your purpose, your path, your ascension process, ask. This is so we so many of us know that we are the healers, and so there's this point of being able to continually heal ourselves, which to me, again, I define healing as facilitating a positive change in self or others, and others, or others and others. It's healing is the same thing as ascending to me. It's increasing the vibe and getting like better and better and weller and more big and us in our human body. So treat yourself not like you need to be better and like you need to be healed as if you're lacking. Rather, treat yourself like I come first and I'm refilling my cup. What do I need? What do I need to get clarity on? Where can I ask for more? You know, where can I ask for less? Remembering that I deserve to ask. I feel like this is a lot of what's coming in for the super, like for the human experience. Like as we're ascending, like I'm like head in the clouds or head in the stars so very much, right? Like I'm attached to this galactic realm, like whoa. And then there's this human experience where it's like, oh, I need to take my garbage out. Like literally I need to roll it out to the curb, and I have to go to this grocery store and I needed to get toilet paper. You know, there's this human that we still are. On top of, you know, like I need to make the money, or I just signed up to be committed to yoga teacher training because, I've taken the past, this side note, I've taken the past couple years off to be in service, and now I'm ready to be of service and receive money in exchange because I've basically just not. And so it's like going through this whole like clearinghouse and stepping into a whole practice so that I can be more of service. That's me looking after me so that I can be more service. So wherever you are in your path, in your ascension process, are you of service? Are you being of service? Are you only being of service to others? Are you only being of service to yourself? And just being able to pause and reflect and kind of see where you are in this now. And if you feel like you really have just been being of service to others and you're just starting to feel drained, like activating your Merkaba and kind of pulling out those attachments to all those people that we've just been plugged into for our own self-fulfillment, kind of a false source, and then refilling, calling in divine light and love and however that looks for you, to kind of refill your energetic body and expanding that out. That's what I just led a retreat this past weekend, and it was so amazing, so transformational. Like all this stuff was coming up and coming through, and like really reprogramming the old paradigm and then reprogramming it to each individual's higher self. It was really fun. If y'all are into that, holla at your girl. It's my specialty. I'm like Jane the Transformer. Transforming lives. One ascension step at a time. I need like a logo or something that says stuff like that. I need to make t-shirts. I so digressed. Anyway, I just wanted to hop on here and share some of the real human ways to energetically and physically ascend in this now. Grounding, sound, like physical grounding, sound grounding, Merkaba activating, and refill. Find out, look at where you are in your life and see from a broader perspective, from your higher self, almost like you're up here looking down at what you need. You can see it. You have all the answers. You are already healed and well and abundant and joyful, and everything is already easy peasy. We're just growing into that. So please, when you look at yourself, remind yourself of these facts, that you have all the answers. And sometimes the parts that like get really muddy and hard to hear, hard to see the answers for, that's when your tribe is around. That's when I reach out and call one of my healer friends, or I go and ground even more. I go run on a trail. Like that's when I go reach for support, be it of source and earth, or the human varietals of source and earth. So you are the human varietal of human and source, of earth and source, and you are healed and you are perfect and you're magical and you're supernatural, and you're just ascending into your higher self with your beautiful light body and your human form. So I hope that this was of service. And I have like this weird sun pattern hair thing on my face. It's kind of like I just want to look into the light, but I'm not into sun gazing, at least not at this time of day. Blinding. Anyway. There we go, little shade. I'm just gonna throw some shade, I don't mind. Anyway, it's a beautiful day here. Hopefully everyone is enjoying their day. But yeah, a lot of earth movement going on. There's still gonna be some more earth movement going on. Take it easy, man. Like listen to yourself, check in with you like you would if you had like a kid around that's like, you need some water, like you need a nap, like what you need, I know you need something. Check in with yourself and do what you need to do. You do you, boo. You got this. And if you need any ascension support or tips or rituals or anything to create more space of ease in your ascension process, click on one of the links below and you'll be able to schedule some one-on-one time with me, and I'll be able to pick out the program and make your upliftment much more easy. So thank you very much for taking the time. I appreciate it, and I will hop on here again. Bye.